quero ajudar para puxar o mês para adiante. Para não preocupar com vir exitoso lo antes possível, senão para focus arriba vir a melhor tiki cada dia. É êxito no fim desse mês. Self-making tem mentalidade onde o hábito reconhecer que o processo de crescer e vai adiante nunca acaba. Arriba self-making, todo tipo de gente também e contra a história. História não que ajuda a abo vir uma melhor versão de bom mês. Para sobre toda gente tem uma história para contar. Toda gente por si nos algo. E toda gente é self-making. Self-makers, nós stay back, nós tomamos um break de 30 minutos para vir que episódio de semana aqui. Agora para mim, não se grava 12 episódios atrás outro. Crowd vir um tique mais chiquito, dus guys, dia só me pedir aplauso. Exaggerate um tique para lugar que só um pouco bien, yeah? Please.
Alright guys, round 2. Cerveja número 2, bumper.
Número 2 também, cara cumbra. Onde nos sponsoran toevallig a abo sacaba, Masters and Longs. Toevallig nós temos coach que não ave. É da boa para vir dar 5 burpees aqui, não? Para depois nós estamos em training com smack, man. Ou para dentro do nosso mundo. Sim. Hey guys, vai. Toevallig, durante que eu estou também, é sponsor aan de show, dank je naar Javier, dan Masters and Longs. Dus eigenlijk door guest que binnen bij show, tá é free week pass. E cada semana nós regalar week pass na de nos followers. Dus mirando que último 2-3 semanas ainda nós nesse giveaway. Bossa tour está open para vai treinar semana de Les de Maurits, kijk je dan. Les de Maurits. E é um tique laat sim, não vai dar topa que 400 meter runs na 800 meter runs. É um pouco laat, pero não sei. Pero sim, hoje nós estamos bem na introduction de nos guests de hoje. Nesse episódio aqui, nós temos outro jovem local que está tendo impacto a nível internacional. Este tem next level capa dentro do trabalho que está exercendo e ela chega na track que não de mais grande for e ainda de mais para bem. Tudo coisa começar com a infância que não na Aruba e agora ela conta-nos sobre seu trajeto e hope mais. Self-makers, duro, please. Dá-me aplauso para Mário Gonsalves, por favor.
Hey man, welcome to the show.
Thanks, bro.
Cheers, bro.
Thank you, man. Happy to be here.
Steam yes,
yeah, I like what you guys are doing.
Thank you,
man.
This
is dope for the community.
Passar ali para no filter, porque gostar de querer também.
Sim, mas eigenlijk zeg ik dat de preferência não é.
Samuel tem matar. Samuel tem DM, algo que mesmo. Samuel tem show up de não.
Yeah.
Hey Mario Bumper, yeah.
Tell me.
So man, já passava para dar coffee com Mauro.
Yeah.
Unfortunately não para make it. Pero awo aqui com o time aqui não, com bota aqui não conosco. Vou contar um tiki mais tocante de que botar assim.
Yeah, so met creative director na Holanda.
Okay.
De minha mesma agency, junto com partner arubiano também, Valentino Angela. Yeah, não sei se basta compreender o termo creative director, pero basically nós está strategize to create campaigns and branding para global brands e artists. Okay. E também met project manager de growth marketing num tech company.
Nice man. The recent, right?
Yeah, nos bedrijf está recent. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Logo que tá den logo que tá creating music videos and videography também. Você está sendo recent ou você está abrir para o mês?
No, so everything falls under recent. Ja, het bedrijf também é hobby strategisch bedrijf, dus nós começamos a ser eigenlijk projects ng individual, so music videos mostly of branding, full apart. Pero o kitur project nos toma, tinko kaiding kind of flow din nos business, qual basta unika o to this point, and we can talk more about it if you want. Pero turko sta kai about je bedrijf si. So it yung funnel que ta passa din che que tinko passa por me via curation team. En sinang kies patrari be project, nos te geven toen een project manager en een producer en dan nos te hire een director na Holanda of Europa pa write a concept on it. Nice, and that's how it gets executed.
Papi, kom ik tiki mas toch jaren die recent, pas met interessatie. Kiko toer ora botrabou eigenlijk te hou in pa lo que ta e cliente na kuboting eigenlijk. Pas met supone kuboting mi mes de intro ma bisa ko bagi tra ko number grande, boting cliente ran grande.
Ja.
Kiko trabou ta inserai ora.
Ja, op bia hinder de bing sekabo as a creative, na de bing sekabo kung idea. And I get that. You know, behind it could be creative out there. pero nós tra um bedrijf kami daí de província que nós kami nós também assim nós também focus directly on the creative part, pero nós também assim onderzoek. Dus milo bisa gran parte de nosso trabalho 70% onderzoek. So nós também waxi really is kiko de eigenlijk bo problemen ko de probande die solve.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a small business, right? And bota bisa I want to promote my business, me que tra video. Video se conosco costa de 10, 20, 30 milhas de euro. We're gonna see if that budget, kiko the best way to spend it, kiko the market, but target audience, king but cater to, and to why bono to succeeding at that moment pa llega e targets ng kubo ki llega. And so the been full analysis din nos research team. And based on that, nos the pitch po yore emiho execution. Qual portano tani un video, but it's a campaign via social media. So that's basically how we do it.
Dus the majority die trabalho também tem research ora.
Yeah, yeah, and se bo pense bon look, I think it's the fairest way to do business because nos potra un video gewoon and take that money, you know, that's not the hardest part. Take the execution part, that's the easiest part. But I think the fairest way is to really like solve the main issue. And to say the parte mas duro también. And then you don't just take people's money and sell them something they don't really need. Pero but the echt focus ribanang and to kiko na echt mister. And I just feel better doing it that way. Could just be saying, okay, mitas un video pa. But that's why I say a lot of times no.
I like it, man. Dus
Yeah.
hopi bia un gente, me te imaginando base de lo que pode ser un gente por bin se acabou com ideia com ante querer genius.
Yeah.
E de um Picasso depois de fazer onderzoek, por gewoon turn it around, bisaran que ideia com ante tem principalmente não lo que na mesera of não te ajuda não, então eigenlijk
Yeah.
guia não lo que na mesera de bara.
Yeah, and a lot of people, wag, day and age aki, si bot yung ideia and bo echt kere ding, ibo kya siele, het redelijk barata pa bo siele, like you don't, si bo pingse kung agencia of un creative agency, it's gonna cost you a lot of money. Pero when di bo pasubiri pa Fiverr, and you'll get somebody to do it for you for like $5 or $25, you know, and you can go that route. That's, say tas ka pa bo pisang, but if you go to a creative agency, nos basically problem solvers. Nos eigenlijk help build brands and artists.
Nice. Per parte, ultimo toevallig, maar mandava un WhatsApp maar puntrabo over die algo. E pa bisami que periode di lo que ta hou in onderzoek porta te hasta 3-4 luna, right?
Ja, nos prefera men mei am 6 luna para start un project. Koje prome 2 luna nang nos toma ongeveer een advancing die een client. So vanaf je prome e-mail pa eigenlijk signing a production contract, timbiata dura un luna acaba. En tot durante e periode 1 nos beste analisatie nos po echt you de cliente equipa. So prome nos sign nos own contract tambe, nos quer te seguro que nos po echt solve a client ki su problem. Vanaf daar nos ting un planning kaba kunos asi ku yeah, depending on a client's needs, elota entre 3 pa 4 luna mas. Pero preferible 6 lunas si bing un interference in the process. Kunos po basa reke uit tot daar.
Walk me through ese un rato, sobre mirando ku libertad o ku lo que me está haciendo, acabando universidad también. Lo que te hou in marketing, psychology of consumer behavior y sales está 3 vakten of 3 categories dan ku mas me enjoy. Então mas me walk me mes ku me lo que especializar me mesa ding, então bij ding. Dus Kiko eigenlijk como een persona young qual anta sumes un business. Kiko eigenlijk 4 luna di puro onderzoek te hou in. Para me puro compreender.
Basa nos topi ding in new world generation milobisa could be inclusive diverse ita focus mas riba sustainability so say tambe também un criteria si nos por menos un project dus the nos curation process I think nowadays hope businesses that getting built hopefully here if they're gonna be around 20 years from now or 10 years from now? That's the main question. And so I think that by doing the research and by implementing, basta, ecos na relevante din nos day and age, but also for the future, like clean energy, diversity, that's gonna keep growing. Like, Isaita by echt Yudabo was a stand ground. And then, so that's say itong parte man social and sustainable part of a business. Pero también nos tem visual team, of course. Kung bijvoorbeeld si Bawak, Pepsi y Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's logo is desde natra here from biyahe, it's very recognizable. Changed like by less than 1%. Pero si Bawak Pepsi, cada 5 años nanta cambiando na logo pa kind of basta maintain there. Y Coca-Cola toch wel a household name because wherever you go, you ask for a Coke. As sa natin Coke, nanti bisa we have Pepsi. Pero you ask for but you ask for the Coke, you know, because it's very recognizable. And say the parte di visual research ku tambe nos team tamana, okay, if we're gonna create something visually, no just as yung hype pawoki because this style is in right now, but how do we make it last decades from now?
Gotcha.
And then that's all with purpose, and that's why research is so important.
Sorry. Just talaga papi, nami un pergunta mas. Me tinha book que uma compra. E não tô nisso não como chega na dia ainda, pois uma comprei junto com 5 outros book mais, pero disso me também lese. Pero de lo que mais lesa on the back of the cover, é da papi assim over de que bakabi mention. O book chama Perennial Seller de Ryan Holiday. Então esta bisa é art de criar trabalho que tá last, você de sora boa como é rock bands que ainda te dia já é tá relevant que pode escutar na number. And the whole period outro brands a mais, de lo que mais book é explica de como certo marca não cita stand the test of time, você? Então sei lo que book men ku é foundation em hora de biratura research que tem que dentro.
And I me te quero only fair to say ku manera me mesmo start like as an entrepreneur, no começar assim na tampoco. Like, pro me tata hopi what's in, basta like I did a lot with social media tambe na begin di mi carriera ora mi tata biya by merka tra artista grande nang labels grande nang. But to be honest, no tata echt nunca strategized pata algo long lasting. But it did give me a foundation. And there was a certain point in my career kami na mitata tour manager di Chucky, e-content manager, so mitata biako ne varios país, anto mitata basically arrange panosting media personnel ne país nang, i mitata arrange full nas itinerary tambe pa travel, so mitata biya 3-4 biya din simang, so Amsterdam tata mi hop, go back and forth. And it was at that moment kumasinti kuminota contributing na algo long-term of sustainable, even within my own life, right? Because si mi walk mi surroundings, mi to hindi ko gusto build ko hindi. That's why I have Valentino as well as my partner. I just felt that I went bastali and just alone. Anto, if I die tomorrow, kiko ma echt lag atras. Kiki change ma echt, was that? Impact in the world or in my family or in my surrounding. Kami na mawara lang ta. And so, ora it thought a bini, ma pensa palanta recent. Anto, like, I approached Vale, anto mi dibang split a company just 50-50. Anto, we didn't know what it was going to be yet, pero intention that are right. And now kuno está haciendo nos big rebranding, which is also taking like almost a year now. So otro año hasta launch, echt recent. Dus dat is eigenlijk toen maar mes een project die ons mis.
Nice.
But now we see even the right intention innerlijk por doen abo business hopi deep tanto like go for decades. And nos research to gewoon compare nos to kind of companies that already exist for decades. And it differentiate nos también así nos unique tem certo aspecto não que nós te pensa. But what I want to get back to is that basta it's okay to have something that is baili here, as long as you build a foundation. Until there has to be a switch at some point. Si bokyar peta algo kuta by last way longer than when you pass away.
A legacy.
Yeah, like a legacy, exactly.
Men, último. Sorry. Gewoon, met de flow the conversation. Maar aqui ko bolo bisa tabo purpose. Paso mirando ri bolo ke ba kabibisa. Ba move ba subi opili.
Yeah.
Anto si boto bay di Aruba pa ting Amsterdam ne bo hob bia un pare bia pa simang taten bida e ganabong o opi en de logis best thing e pleasures ko de bingo nem bia si bisa e minuto senti yeng mi mister sinti mane ko di verdad mi ta poniendo algo fo kiko bolo bisa bo purpose ta ora.
Yeah, me te quiere ko piano te quiere ko when they see me that everything came easy, paso minuto yende ko tabasa, don't hopi emotions. But I think my purpose comes directly di my experiences nang basta like what I do right now, noting platform pe na Aruba by voorbeeld. Especially when I was growing up here. That intiki and that CLN when you approach people for advice, Aruba tung as a mentality kami na nantabisa don't share your secrets and stuff like I find that stupid because every day me to share my secrets, me not threatened by yung otro hand it tamesong knowledgeable kumi. Pero tame me to sindi ko if I look at my surroundings, I could have ended up in an entirely different place. And then me to carry me purpose tapa. I think at least I'm driven by this mentality that I do understand how certain people get raised, not only in Aruba but all across the world in difficult situations, and to make you the bridge gap. Because I do work with some corporate people, some big artists, and I think Kuba said having that network right there and to bridging like social issues together with that can bring like proactive conversations panos kamikos.
Gotcha.
Ja, we zien of we kunnen zien.
Ja, eigenlijk. Comprendeme, mientras se mal. Eigenlijk la capi touch un topic uta mi pregunta, o sea.
Me te gaan tendo pergunta se veje.
Okay, dal vai.
No, dal vai, porque sí.
Jimmy, te den flow di brava.
Okay, dal vai.
Nou script, anto nieuw pregunta como si boki, tari script. Dus maar gewoon bij free for all.
Ah, okay.
Anto woki ba kaya mi pregunta numero 1, ba fil?
Okay, oh damn. Okay, let's go.
Así no está, dus. Well, eigenlijk, trebuie să no? Lo que me estaba preparada, Mario, por trabalho da papo de isso mês e definitivamente nos lugar escuta, ficou em trajecto e tá, te com Kiko tudo da seu, pero prometo que nos vai no trabalho, dus já nos mande coi cava, luvidando, so papi trabalho cava, pero lo que me quero avisar tá, e a ocupa capital de budget, para nos compreender como development data como persona, explica nos toch die po upbringing um tigi, se você não tomar, die po infância que na Aruba, a pouco escape.
No, I don't mind talking about it. I think it's important. My tata da Guyanese, Canadese. E minha mama tá Arubiano. Mi mesma nasce na Holanda eigenlijk. So we ainda quero meter Arubiano, pero mas nasce na Holanda mabing ku 2 anos que baunang. So eigenlijk cresce. Me considerar mi mesma Rubiano, sim, of course. Pero yeah, mi mama com mi tata separado yung edad hopi young. E minha mama não também de uma família de sang, so she had to work like really hard. Nós casa para nos cas, do de financiële problema. E minha tata waro deportar. Eu me serve bem na Holanda. Even though I was his child, e minha tata tem permisso que não, like I don't know how that system works. But anyway, sa ting hopi aya ko minawak minha tata and was up, but that grow up. Kung kind of emptiness, kuba try to fill. Even though mi mami mi tata pa mi, but she can never fill some of the things kuba mister, you know, like, and pero me biabo que sim a feita, like, mi takara mi tata bay com mustache mais grande minha escola, como um guy young. Ando tudo ainda tudo tá mi, não me sai mustache. Mi tata rabi mi sa com feita.
Pensei que tocar na gunia porque me passou sa com feita.
Mi tata sa com feita.
E a bondade em YouTube agora tem money, no? Do cheio.
No, like exactly.
Yeah.
Pero
Aweta kita mo bom si man.
awala kita mi basa. Yeah, now ita
Mario
ita mas fitting ding age, right? No, pero yeah, so like basta those little things ko emotionally toch wel tap werker babo basta largo. Of course there are deeper things. And yeah, like mi pabisa mi tegay mas bung mucho tampoco. Tumira par ng botawak man na basta strenge commentaar die minha vrouw nang. Pero what I did do, quite surprisingly, turmi punto ng sempre sito de bing basta halto. Vooral wiskunde, scheikunde, natuurkunde.
Bro, die kike commentaar die je vrouw taat aan toe. Gewoon bo gedrag of gewoon.
So basically nata challenge me tati minha vrouw hasta bisami laga like riba mi eintro parte la skibi lagami sasi bubira algo de vida.
Wow.
Aba vrouw bing una undi me exhibitions na abrasami ko to saga patra. Pero mi sasi ko man un comentario assim mi saco mi mama bisami que la trao piribaje. You know, like a single mother reading that kuta haciendo su best but like I think that drove me even further. Was up kind of mi ko like mi mama si tura trabaho pa mi, I have to like pay it back somehow. Pero mi mama tami despite her circumstances, she had a really kind heart. Mana sempre welcoming na yun. And I think say ta kami na mi passion for social issues tami ta bing basa. But yeah, mabay hulanda studio matopa mi tata back. I forgave. Mi sinti say ta mi okos pa si tambe. Do na closure na algo to purba spend some years con ele developing un relationship. Even though mi din tur motivo pa Arabia tambe. Pero mi quiere ku I think that forgiving living with things could bother bo and to has being numb to them, it doesn't make you weak. I think it actually makes you stronger. Pasobra, I had a really nice tating cancer tambe tempe, and I had a really nice relationship kune kumatra throughout the years. La kom zo op je heftig zien. Not dat click at all, pero this was even then, ma decided okay, let it go. Ita by ting views na. Let me just take what I can get. I ora madrenta University of the Arts na Hollanda. Helaas, ela fallece. Die lanti mi eigenlijk. And yeah, I was left. Ela laga mena mi romang mo chiquito en Hollanda, which now mita sinti mi tiki responsible pa fill in a gap ko amita ting tempo mita young. But yeah, that's just some of my upcomings in my personal life eigenlijk. That's how it looks like untiki.
Man, nanto die parte con gente young. Pasok, mi probisa, sin bay den details si como ihay mi mesa position inang. Mi tabay name an ku porta algun di boso ta sin di bo mesa de position ku tinha gente ku bota estima voor bloquear tinha relação com ne. E botin tur motivo ando tur derecho en geluk pa no asesento pa tener rabia, pero con toch sin haya closure per se bota make things right ando toch decidi dia su relação. Algun di boso ta igi passa nesse toch? Si era un gente, okay, bom, mi ta puntrama pa mi menso agora.
Kika te pergunta precies?
Com, ainda por um young, dus tempo nem so por young.
Sí.
Com teniendo tu rabia and the reasons pa portar rabia con ne, toch bo por gewoon per der side ando connect con ne back. Como assim?
Basa.
Como um tip nos tour.
Yeah, look, he's my father, basakong, at the end of the day. Deseita algo ko sempre ma verlang na je. Like, hopi bia e persona ku juist bonoke perdona is a person ku hopi biaha boastima and they hurt you. Basakong?
Yeah.
And I think hopi bia vooral de nos cultura, de un cultura machismo también, nos dat toma mena e partij could forgive of e partij could lubida pa weak. Again, I think those are the strongest people because they have the capability to do that. They have the capability to control their own lives. And so when my father passed away, I was sad but also super happy ko I forgave and I spent those times with him because bida ta sinakorte ko bro e persona ne ko bono ke papi ko ne awe ku portabo dati un bong band ko ne we're all gonna die bro. And so when you die or when they pass away, like, are you gonna have any regrets? Kubos no, I'm gonna link up of papi. Like I'm truly at my happiest point. So, mamana sere pas na kuturende and I can just be myself, you know. And nuiti hobi bon relaties nang kuturende ku porta de un tempo ku basta we didn't talk, but putting that aside and basta approaching him and to building on that as well. I think dialogue is importante.
Nice.
Ja. Toch wel, manier. Ja, aan mijn relate de baan ano. Bosa. Toch wel een party. Bosa father figure.
Ja.
Zo'n koos. En dat echt is strongest. Bosa en dat tegen me pida.
Ja.
Pero me diz nos pamento personal me nos compa forgive ainda anto. Nos escuchando vou vice say man eta take balls. I mean, I aunque porque man eta
It takes time. It takes time. Like, amigo mitate latara mana kasi aya pa no sa baybong. Like, we had again, like in the beginning, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Pero después magis bira hopin nom na mana su input. Kwalda na mirabi pro me, pero mabira nom na dyan. And then I learned to and this is the thing, no the meter, kiko nosta tuma for the hand nang ifo, even if it's advice or whatever it is. Aboting pomesong filter din bukabes. You're not supposed to soak everything in.
Okay.
Abo po di si di kiko bota tuman, do kiko bota mana, this person's like that, so this goes right here and out that way. But then it cost nang kumasiya di mitada tating undi prome computer shops nang na Amsterdam. Could that have been the Apple? So I have this really old Apple flag ke kolonang namikas.
Apple bukan computer.
Apple computers,
Okay,
yeah. And you have this, they promote Apple tambe ke floppy disk ke screen. So we still have that. And ela by check, no sabay check when the flag naman na worth $5,000, bandera. Nice. And so I still have that flag at my home. Pero like, no, so I get into very geeky stuff, tech stuff, which was fun. Manapa reconnect kumitat on that. And so those are the positive things I took away from that relationship. Pero manara is un tramento of su views nang on what I should have done with my life. No that the cost ng kumita by tumo fay like that's okay. Pero no asinti pa bay di un diskusyon ko neto un poco. And that's how you should approach also. I think business tambe. I think that's they say don't the strongest points na the negotiations ko. Misa pa din kiko pa hack in. Imisa din kiko pano hack in. And misa kiko tong trigger point pa hindi ko ta purba get you in a certain position.
But share on design of the secrets of trade though.
It's not a secret, pero not a straightforward tampoco, pero tur sitwasyon da otro.
Yeah.
Pero por imagine any negotiations basically other party ta. Like if it's a fair negotiation, it's fair negotiation. Pero timbiating hopi party mundo kino to bonita, like let's put it that way. Hopi parties nang to try and play. Was a bit of politic games and this and that. Anto the way you react, lumustrable position tama. Lately how I've been reacting, qualta basically nom pa cierto cost ng ku no takas kaibaw nos visi como bedrijf. Lets other people know that botong very strong figure and it gives them even more trust into hiring you. Because a lot of people do go into everything, which is not needed. You know, and sometimes you might look weak doing that. And so yeah, boting ko jisa hopi bong kembota, and then just roll with that.
Own it.
Ibo to pensa kaya itong living figure di logong voorbeeld yung stoic tao, no? Ba pensa sa to?
Sí. Eigenlijk
Sí, to. Malesa algum ko kumabisa ulesa dyan. No, ainda não.
Esse aí é do strong.
Thank you. É que abre um book club comigo, dali sa book comigo pedir lesa. Pero, I mean, me tá começando a look into it. E aí, já é statue que nós involved em branding tá.
Marcus.
Então, funny enough, não sei que tu pensei basta bem a renda, tá com.
Esse da Aristotle?
Não, é da Marcus Aurelius.
Okay.
É tá um Roman Emperor na peak de lo que tá é Roman Empire, e tá um philosopher também. Eu soube disso book não disso coisa que ela escreve, a survive the dia já então na commercialize tanto também dele mane book, pero philosophy onde kan merken DJ, que tá lo que mais attract me na gente, echt by deep DJ, tá é parte de gewoon crea, maar een soort immunity, selective immunity na tudo que tá going on around you, tá? Dus filtre ku di bara external events, não tá supposed de dicta como tá sinta, como tá pensa.
Yeah.
Dus mind
Então,
tá
para ter
control.
next level de gewoon self-control, tá? Pois é, diante mané para bisa, man. Ora para ter negotiations e não tá puro para trigger na busca para reactions nem bem, para states of mind nem bem. Então, at the end é um coisa self-control, então não laga gente get in, dus também para gewoon embody and to explain it, singo não sei even by the base.
Yeah, en met keer met de passen say to na turcos me as in bida, like whatever I post even on social media, as I see the my personal life, like I think I strategize on a lot of things, and everything you see is also for a reason. And just that preparation to buy, bosa. I just think I just like being in control of my own life, and I think that's important. That's just how I do it.
No, I like it, man. Mirando sei, se botar um tique mais frio, um tique mais numb, eta onde minha coisa que por passa cubo, ora botar dealing com negative events, costa malo, pero juist sei também tá assim que botar mais frio, ora costa um bom passa.
Yeah.
Of toch, ora botar selective, botar kies para enjoy and open up.
Bosa aqui como repara, opinion no mundo, to seek for validation.
Yeah, facts.
A lot of times, weaknesses que gente tá senti dinamis, tapa sobra, they might be afraid of what other people think of them. And again, kung may upcoming também na Aruba, like kuya Frau, no, kung sempre gente tá yung opinion on this, on that, on that, on that. Si bataya say in derbo vida, there's gonna be some point kung bata bira numb. And when I became numb to that, and now my full potential was a bloom, which is in the last 4 to 3 years. My career gewoon skyrocket. My salaries a skyrocket. But not only that, my happiness tambi, my personal life. Like I decided ku trabaho na turcos mas pami, and tinopikos ku mikiasi din bida ku I never got the chance to pasobra mi dating miedo of what people do or say, and so makumprong home recording set. Anto just kumi sa track antika na casa okay, and yo and mosa tingin na tahari riba Instagram and so, but like ami tahari ko na kuwong like yeah man, I find it funny too, but who gives a fuck?
Nice.
Like I'm fucking happy making this music, and I'm gonna keep doing it regardless and beside me this and that. And once you cross that barrier, anto bumustrayende ko like, because everybody does that out of some sort of insecurity tambi. Mene hari of konti joke ng kwalta culturally faral na Aruba, culturally attached. Mene ora nosta hari orung si hindi ke kanta, di brad nang ke kanta. Pero me ko nosta como society ta here, guy grande batawa to, guy artista Romeo Santos.
Yeah.
But nobody like really takes the time to listen. Di kong, hey, Saji, kaya inspiraban to pa si say, like, that's not the first reaction. The first reaction is a joke, right? And so when people see ku a comments na no ta drink door din bo, immediately after si abo sigya si boko, immediately after, but by wak nandibi sa ito bonto, right? And that's stateable confirmation, but just go, like just go do it, just by full speed tribalo ke bata haciendo, because any comments that they gave could have taken negative is not relevant, and you're just doing. You see, but happy doing that. I'm sure that you'll find manera, basta a right a mindset pa evolve within a space. If it's singing, painting, whatever you want to do in life, I think Basta but ingo just start na to block out economy. But also be aware what you're blocking out, right? So tingin dito na po bong feedback. Like I speak to producers as well. Kung tamana, Saj, dali ko and awa kimi po yama hindi ko kikumiting ko kasi the application kinanago ko move. Those people, those are the ones you need feedback from, you know, like bonuting ko block it to rin poco. And if they say you're bad, ask them why they think you're bad and try to fix it some way somehow.
Feedback.
Because boting ko diretso bo craft tame at some point. It's a balance in finding which feedback is good and which feedback comes from a certain place. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Same as Steven Abisa Wari. Steven
Dalawa,
naman
usi.
Say, awasi? Steven naman basta ito ay negative comments and so.
Yeah.
Ang manera ko ba perceive it, apa to decide.
Yeah,
Apa to by A, apa to by B. And at the end, ata work out fine, mania. Basta you did it.
Exactly.
You handle it what if in.
Yeah, and I get it. What Steven does, not to look at amitasi, but within his realm, I understand it, and it's super dope. Tame ko iporha siya say.
Yeah.
And I can imagine what he deals with. Pero si Bawak, kung nagkakita tour dia mesong active, that inspires me as well. Basta kung those are the people you should follow. And porta amita follow mas pa su drive.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy as well. He's a cool guy, but
Really funny.
so drive ta one of the most powerful things about this guy.
Sa sinusigin na script.
No, para. Mi kailangan doon ng comment. Ang sakit ko sa Coin podcast. Pota trafo no script. Pota highlight que não bisa kiko. Pota em 30 minutos ding nos nós nenhuma pergunta que tu para aquele tipo. É bedoeling dat pape cubo de beradi, tipo craft de kiko pota assim.
Yeah.
Anto ela end up to be episode que nós papeando pouco philosophical de moral e outra coisa. Basta on sito, seguir pensar aqui.
Nos papapi di craft tame. I got some funny stories.
No, pero man, di bara, mi no expect, pues mi no plania pe episode ba sina, pero
So,
tá um turn basta nice, pues tem coisa, acabou que mesmo, ba com compartilhar algo com cinco botadas sa, gente que tu sinta delante câmera bandibo, ela head close to home de bia.
yeah.
No singa na sinta kinango bisa na mister escucha sei, das coisas que para share, como não expect, pa share para nos cair pe topic aí toch. I'm contento que ele vem delante, sim.
Yeah, I think those are the most important things. Basta like, I just spoke to Chio about. Basta again, mitata tour manager di Chucky, pero matraku. I've mentioned some of the names. I'll just mention it now, just to make a point. Pero matraku Drake, matraku Jamie Foxx, matraku Universal Records, matraku Disney Records. Matra furon mundo, matra ding area ng kami dating ISIS activity. Basta ko production namin si ensure mi pa 2 milyon si me ever get kidnapped by the ISIS. Look, I've done all of that, and when I posted about those things, what I said like kumita si social media and stuff. Antes kumita be active on posting who I work with, this and that. You get all the likes on Facebook and the turhende te gunbo on that side. Pero e parte ko nós papiando DJ, that's the missing puzzle. Nobody values this conversation like about basta just forgiving of combo mind state meseta din cierto area ng of combating ko filter cierto course ng dimbida, which ami mesmo that very aware of kulture course ng kita bewust kumita ta siya so nandawara si unbewust, pero ba echt pensa man what really got you here? That's the real things we should talk about. No king ting number pa brag out kune ifon ta naruba met sindi helaas kun nos value eigenlijk naruba na vooran mundo eigenlijk we just value the ones ku tatraha ku number ng aki ayan, we give them a pass for everything. I don't think that's fair. Hindi kere nos tinko king ng intentions nanta right. And that's the most important thing to me. So obibiyahin nita acercabo that they're this and that artist, and it's in a very like name bragging way, and okay, cool. What's your intention? Give a purpose in life. Like, what are we talking about? Because I've did this all my life, and it's not interesting to me. And once I found my purpose, it says so me to focus riba je.
Awo mani buke man. Batra ko yung artista grande. Tanto cos base. Sowieso bot yung number. Makumisa volgen gewoon. Basa? Active via social media. En toen was die man passa. Of last weeks now.
Yeah.
Waar de post die Aruba. Dus
Yeah.
met de wakko babim back naar Aruba. En toen bot ze nog onderzoek naar Aruba, right?
Yeah.
Die kon toch wel babim back Aruba. En toen kijk wat de bedoeling die onderzoek in aan.
Wag, met I have two choices na Holanda. Mi portraha 24/7, gana mi sen tranquil. Biyaha bay turiluganan kumabay kaba. I basically enrich me miss. But I feel that if I do that, at the end of the day, mi tabay sa mi miss ko, yo, abot yung uniko hindi kinang. You know, and so
Como que mina get party. Kasi na abot yung ko hindi kinang.
I'll explain. Because there's bigger issues at hand, which is my career, of book career, of su career. Like this show, what you're doing, it's to inspire more people out there. But at the end of the day, ting problema ng social hopi grande ko, even paturende ki denang, etabay ka sa blockers ng iPhone. If you think of our political structure na Aruba, of industries ng kunosta mas grande din dyan na Aruba, ta cater na bijvoorbeeld een tech industry of een creative industry. Ku bijvoorbeeld sinoskelante say mayang na Aruba, we know that there's a lot of other blockers that needs to happen first in order to get there. So, kiko na sa si may back na nos kompanya, this is take yung broad part, but I'll get to there. Kino sa si nos kompanya, directly attached ni mentality ay di mi bida, pero tambi di Valentino anto kuturnos empleado ng basically. Nang yung no kejis traha un branding of un marketing project pung client. They want to do something meaningful in life. And to say me de kere it was super nice. Pa sobra, the client work, it pays really good. But at the end of the day, siya bukas yung passion project. Like we have a girl from Afghanistan that works for us. Su familia, bijvoorbeeld, laatst koos nang kapasok ko Afghanistan. Like she's been going through a very rough time. And so now, bijvoorbeeld, nos tinge budget di a client projects pa. First of all, doon so off time, like cater ko sa familia. Basta let her arrange those things first. Like, hey, bono tingo miss. Plan in your own time. Family comes first. But after that, I'm sure she's gonna want to do some passion projects as well to speak out about certain social issues that she would want to fix for her own people. And that's the nice part about nos company. Nos not just focused on money. We're also focused on basta putting a mirror in front of society and kind of showing what's the issues of today's world. In hopes ko nos will bring awareness and advocate change. And so when I come to Aruba, that's done my personal part. Kami na mitawanos yung problema social kinang. Economisch tambe. And now what we're doing, ta nos te probando di comprende bijvoorbeeld how decisions in the tourism industry, oil industry, paso lago d'un parti grande di San Nicolas y Aruba su historia basically, how that came to shape kung nos ta awe. And there's a lot of things a lot of findings kung manera was that to surprise me mes tambe manera nung lago ting hopid tiki documentations di ki impact ita ting bijvoorbeeld ribanos flora y fauna environment basically pero tambe social lives di hindenang. Right? How can a company that was so successful at the golden age na San Nicolas turhende tating sang, how can it just vanish until today lang ko that is doing so good? Awa kita ding e barrio más pobre de Aruba. San Nicolas y Oranjestad Oost, the area ng mas pobre de Aruba. So how do these things happen? What are the choices that were being made? Ku akao sa ture sa kinang, anto kiko ta e social impact awo ki dia hindi nang ku keda over. And so you see mana hopi kos na recreational pan like a youth tambe are not happening. Like I speak to a lot of 8 to 12-year-olds who think so many talents. Like you ask them what they want to be, nano tabay contestabo. Mi quer manager no hotel, mi quer police, nano te contestabo mi quer economist, of lawyer. Oh, this like a creative industry to booming. People are growing up with TikTok, with Instagram. They see the other possibilities. Pero in Aruba, somehow we never see that, and we never start to develop those markets either. The tourism industry is booming, and we keep building on that. Why isn't the money flowing into other markets? So, say the views at least in our company, we know how we did it. We know how to be successful in a market, and we're just trying to figure out, okay, why isn't that happening? And yeah, we do invest as well. When I see a film. Kung nasa base na Corsao tambe, binakort. In Aruba, hopefully, otraya. And we're speaking in totals of like 500,000 already. Basta just did un compania did dos Rubiano. And so it's really about making mas kujis un onderzoek so tambe. Like we also invest financially, ding arts, and to papurba develop. I-13 hindi professional nandiya po pa doon na workshops kinantami. Inos ta hire 70% di crew lokal, sinos may asyung production kibaw na. So there's a lot of incentivation tami kinos ta spera ko gobyerno of ata tami porasi when they do productions on the islands, but empower was a creative industry, pero somehow it never happens. Anto mi te ko if we just keep quiet and give up, it will also never happen at the GC Gasina. But if we can advocate some sort of change in that, say ta si mi opi mas feliz kung si mi yung Lamborghini mo yan. Yeah. Say ta ba si mi feliz in life, not the materialistic thing. I just penso, mi tari ba mi kami morto, but again, I saw my father pass away in front of me. I just penso ko, mi tari ba nang? Bon, yung timbo Lamborghini din ng kubo. Basta ko. And so, único cos ko buting and actions nang ko ba surf in this world, and I think that's why I do it. Bumesta ba my Instagram? I take away all my pictures because it's not about me anymore when I'm doing this project.
It's a mahaya mani interesting paso. Wara ma começa a search bom, você me saque botar mani, que não saque botar, anto ma expect echt bij de party die kijk door botar sendo, pero vou botar echt tem parte de Aruba, tu na back, anto.
Yeah.
A meta diz aí coi algo respeito para samane. Bota breaking tabu ko total hopena timia di pavia. Anto of don't timia di pavia, pero mani boke man si bono assim nada to ora assim. Anto bota echt bring it forward ko botim.
Yeah, but I go against the grain. You know, tong caminho da fácil, so no, like I know man. Het komt mas lastig goed in, maar bisabo eerlijk. En nos funding nang te being fully independent di any organization Aruba. Maar just maak me as in a hopi ku. Like it's really not easy, pero pa imi team no hasi nada about it either. Ita just trari nos mas. Kasi like when we're working right now, it feels super nice manos. Pero si nos gewoon, okay, whatever, yung hindi no kido no senanang. Anto nos just random iba commercial work. Anto nos tawa notisya na ulan, anto nos tawa mas gusta pasa, and then you're like, are we really the only ones like that care about these topics? Nos tasinda pa and they're like, yo, we gotta do something. Now we just do it. Imitin siguro Rubiano tambe ta pensa si, no? But I understand. Kinang na Aruba topi difficile pa take action. There's a lot of politics involved. Tiopi hindi ko no kaya werk mee. Tiopi hindi ko to bisa ay lagi ko bay. Pero si nostalgisch like by when is the change going to happen? Of que dia nós vai avançar?
Mi que puntraba un cos, no tume ele si, pues pregunto por ahora tu masina, no tume ele si, mani situação muito por puxa pala boca dela fala assim, of get so assim, pero escuchando bo papia, lo que abo ta stand for, lo que bo intention está, lo que bo goal está. Mas un gosto recent também, pues ba drag bij gewoon een party die bo de lo que bo bedrijf te para pe. Pero ora não se sinta bia passar pre-episode conhecer outro tiki papi tiki também. Bo mensa bisami ku logo certo gente tá opinar e for algo tá cubo um gente que tá come off as arrogant, of cocky, of
Yeah.
yes com high ego, pero mirando bo intentions of bo vision ou aquilo que você stand for eigenlijk que tá portray outra coisa. Die onde você querer toch perception é bem. Of het gewoon hater culture também você querer.
Look,
Bisa vera agora que sinta cubo que não, não tá wake. Pero then again, abo mensen bring it up man, het toch algo cool. Certo gente por bisa, die zit bem.
Bossa like it's like a conversation kung that I have multiple times. Kung my team também na recent and kung my close friends na. Bossa look, the way I think about it now, I can understand the opinion ito being like I'm a person again. Minota val ding turkos, mitopi strong ding mi mentality. I know who I am. Like 100% sucking mita, so nobody can even walk up to me and be saying, hey, look at the fault. I'll take it and I'll decide what I do with it. Pero natabay, bisabo tin rasong, enana. I'll just take it. And I think pa mi purpose, like basa turikos na gumitasi, it's not feasible pabojis do na turhende ng opinion imesong attention. Puting ko filter hopi bong. And I also think it comes from a place of insecurity, the otro gente tame. And I can understand it. Si bating un gente ku sa precis keng eta, esa unde tabay, esa estrategia que tabes ta koi, so turko sta base di onderzoek, turko imiti un team, like a feedback di mi team dope importante. Anto nostasi analysis, mabisebong? Analysis. Lo so che un idioma da buon papiamento. No, pero no sa si research kwenta nang massive phone tame paget posa public opinions on certain topics. So not a me perception di kong amita si kos nang so, but mita si kos nang dibido bi strategy si mita kere din sa 100%, and I stick to that. Not this via. And I think that a lot of people could put the process of building themselves can get intimidated by that. Imitaya say opi, don't think intimidating that way, but by voorbeeld si bawa team, like I'm always open to having a conversation about weakness points. Mita kero rung hindi being sa kami kung weakness of bisami algo of open up to me and not a ding me best interest pa bisi persona dapat a fault. Amit correct. Nah. I really listen, and because buting ko comprende for a person to do that to you, it takes a lot of courage. Anto panang portalatara algun dia for al si bosaku, hindi bisa but intimidating. And so I listen to these people and I go into a dialogue and try to figure out what we can do to grow. Ikompa make them stronger as well, like employees na gunastiyan waki na recent. They're fully independent. Mitakira ng full. I tell them make mistakes. I like it. But again, in the beginning, nandati miedo di make mistakes because Mario do tiki eng. Pero like now they see like bosa like mita probably asong kita si Masuega mas joke they recent. Valentino de son tiki mas serio. And they see that it's okay. So like I've made the most mistakes in my life, but yeah, again, opinion the end. I think that's their own thing to deal with, and I don't take them for granted either because I can understand if you're in a certain position. Opinatawan terapia or botende algo di bumes ku otrende para papia. I don't hold any grudges against that.
Nice answer.
So nice. It's an extra weight tamo, no? Si babay pensa man labis ko dimi, labis ko dimi.
Claro, porque kan kuturi bagaje ay tamo.
But ingo lagi bay, paso yore
trainers.
like ito drain bo enerhiya.
Vamos a ver, time-wise, ook nog steeds aan nos limit, dus nog steeds assim. Wing te gasten van, como aqui uma pergunta de tudo isso, não nos trago, nos usa. In the meantime, sim, toch nos para duas perguntas. Either app a minha app Wing, se você tem uma pergunta mais para Mario, está check isso para aqui. Por dá vai, vamos aqui se pergunta de script.
Me dá raia mané. Diz, ja, mas de parte script of não? Pero me que vai back den parte disse, fuck it. Me que vai den parte de
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck.co, companhia assim.
Me que vai back den parte com ba post simão passar. Ba post com Aruba tá tem social depression, tourism. The fucking things up. Anto ami to ainda que tá trazendo em tourism. Mas basic que via passar com 2 anos passar uma cama de trabalho. E trabalho então just train me. Home by back, wanneer die addictions, partying. Just para escape die trabalho. Então eu como by back den ainda me dá tourism. Pero então me hoe, então vai indo bom, me tá contente e so. Kiko abota haya ko kiko tá in next phase den parte de tourism, mané. Boquer para bring back com sustainable industry, toch wel den parte de tech of boquer. Of wat pensa toch wel mané. Tourism tem consigo. Toch wel cover algo assim.
Tourism consigo, pero no, like me te queres batrade in tourism industry, bopoak hopiende could they just have to really put up a smile every day because that's their job. And that's expected from them, the management tambe. Like tourismo consigo, but we have to make it really sustainable. Nós ating hopi aya Aruba strive riba tourism. We've grown a lot, pero nunca ela echt bira sustainable. Ela come assim na hopi de nos hende na. Now you start to see que damage está haciendo. Just think about a person de San Nicolas, que tem koi bus turma ainda trempang. Dos bus. Baite na norte. Traha, maybe nanta full kan saka papaso na Mr. Bing Superman trempang. Anto Aruba ta target tourist of ku income di $100,000 by Aruba. These tourists, some of them are hell. Like nanta super demanding, right? Pero porta senhora está ganando minimum loan per limpia camber, right? So now she wakes up at 5, koi bus, basta tainanang kumisa preparar su konang, limpia camber di hende, wak tanto porta Gucci, Louis, because these people have incomes, get demanded things ku ta gewoon unhumane, anto tinku abide by tourisakinang, anto despes full tardia trobe, baite cash back, anto no por ni compra un comida na north, pa sobra turcosta priced for tourists ku income di $100,000 by riba. So now, a persona que tem que buy num supermarket te pariba, com o preço opia bawa ainda. Let's just wait, or hotel habre na wa com o preço de que pariba. Pero buy te pariba, buy a supermarket, compra su comida, buy kas kushina. And then the next morning, the same thing, 5 rimainta. Like, how do you live happy? Are we really a happy island? And sa akin nota, e persona na iso. And si Bawakbong, I mean, nota bisando, it's everybody's fault in the chain. Ito tour managers nang, kunota stand up to their higher ups. Because it orders nang to come from above and down, and we just keep pushing it. Ne class, kung mas mister dinos sustainability. It just keeps going to the lower tier people. Like if you ask around, ask. But like I say things sometimes, just so I mean nothing yung political ties, mi no tagana plaka na Aruba. That's why I'm allowed to say whatever I want to say. Mi ta comprende si Abu Biseco, but yung manager mayang porta do what the fuck did you write on Facebook?
Fuck it.
You know, yeah, but if nobody talks about it, and kirimi turhende sa. I would love to see un sociale onderzoek, independent, vanuit gobyerno of ATA, arriba con tourism impact social lives die hinder na lokaal. Like, I would love to see that report.
Man.
You know, like that's is equate gewoon Sintana Holanda that just boilable blood because these people there is money there. Nós temos que na vários hotel, basat como te bisa vrijstelling riba room tax, segumi. Why? Like pasonan tabay? Like under bosun negotiation skills ta? Do we have people that can negotiate for us locals tambe? We can provide better services si nos ting un miho kalidad de vida na Aruba. Like look at the youth. Anya aqui 8 of 7 caso de hobenang bau 20 anya tatira otro mata otro. You really start to see the effects. Nos not focusing on us education manera misita. And that's what I say. Kung uniko kos na sita, tourism is gonna save us. Anto si bawak in narrative di lokal ng tambe kung nanta papia. Turismo tanos pilar ekonomiko mas grande. So what? Nos tinko sacrificanos mesum vida y nos happiness pa na? No. Like, let's make things sustainable here. Eko no tabay last. Like, you know, mabisaba nos into making long-term business. Like, Aruba long-term, that's not gonna last. But tabay wak will be depression. I'm afraid that you're gonna see more suicidal people and the lost youths. Like, that's what the research is showing us right now, Dinos Panda. Aruba papi ko hende. Mita interview hende, mita letterlijk wat hende ta yora dilante me. And so it's a real issue. And that's why I wrote it. And to mitaski biasing hopi context. I just write it and post it, let the people decide what they do with it, but I walk you by a side context.
Wow, man. Nice.
Pag isa un pergunta ko de bomb, G.
Yeah, man. For real.
Essa aí tá é teaser de episode.
Dank je voor uncover teaser. Hey bro, un così mi chiede sa che da proof si. Mirando con un script tra con sta usa ku eta gewoon een invitation pa part 2 next time ku pot na Aruba. Of nos ta papi ku agmar was
nossa answer at least un pergunta de escrever.
Uno. Of
dos.
Es un guarwing aqui, anto.
Quanta pergunta nós tem?
Mais ou menos 20.
20? Nossa answer dos. Oh, damn.
Eu sou para part 2. Não sei.
Ela tá nice. But like I was was full of season. No, me da sindi ko ma papia over die social problems nang and why was a purpose eigenlijk. De keren nos a miss out riba opi chance tambe papapi about was how to actually strategize ding a business kumita ding. Yes. Well, I'd be happy to share those things as well. But me de kere directly, it's a look opi in the Mr. Awoki, but get to that level. Pero I think what we spoke about today was really important because it talks about purpose and to hinkano purpose ding whatever you do. And to knowing that life is not just about one single person, but it's about all of us. E momento ku nos tur kumisa pensa riba nosso, nos tabay back na survival of the fittest. And that's what I would love to see more people doing na Aruba tambe. Like whatever position you're in, management, the hotel, whatever you're in, don't just think about your career of in numbers nang bring the company, but think about what you can do for others as well. I think that's an important part of success.
Evidentment, but papendo di core, pas un costa è parte technisch, per un costa è parte cu juist wanna ta cover si nos la tume ruta di papi di turlo che botra bouta hou in, bosa.
Ja.
Dus toch ben ik contento. Bosa contento cu che topics nos cover toch zie, no? Era bij toch? Era bij. Era bom. Portu, bosa on pa portu. Portu.
Next time ilo papi di productions nang.
Next time ko bota mi Aruba frequentemente, toch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe December. Mi te
Chance.
trovi. Yeah.
Al portato dicembre, si portato a dicembre. Bingo,
Yeah.
bingo Valentino também.
Vale to by te. Yeah. Vale to hobby great and papia technicality, so maybe he's the one.
Well, pensei, boss, 2 ore full
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Pero Mario, thanks pa.
Yeah, man, for sure. Thank you.
Thanks for
man.
being the show,
Thank you,
Tibera.
guys. Appreciate
Amo
it.
está contento que experience com ele, boy.
Yeah, man, bro. I've been a fan of this show for the longest. Erik também tá de bisami vários DJ, but I've already been a fan.
Ito ang ambassador, Brand, unofficial.
You should be a producer. No, but mitatawa ke di tempo bota dem bukas eigenlijk kaba.
Ja, bawa ke tempo na ikaw.
Yeah, I was watching it and I just found it dope because I think it's what needed and basta pong gayong manabo tambe. Ita si mi sa biyo. No, pero like that's what I would like to see more of. Basta like I think the youth really needs more platforms like this. And also like basta shift the narrative, inspire people, and so like there's a hub now for us to come together and learn new stuff. And I think that's dope.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Erwin, was ik ko? Abo maxera, man. Abo. Abo maxera episode aqui.
This is your moment, man. This is your...
No, guys, me quero dizer que o topic de ave, a trova nós vai em full outra área, é sumamente importante para escutar aqui, especialmente de guy riba. Anto, Sam, mental health está algo importante, social depression está importante, tu reconhece que bonota of nanota paper over está importante. Dus bij deze mensen break it taboe and to just make it happen. Was dat? That's it.
Nos vamos otra semana, sería lo que te dice.
Love, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man.